friends, Jewel back again, another super cool astrology video, and I thought we would talk about composite Sun square to Saturn in the composite chart. So the composite chart is the relationship charts, it's not synastry. Composite chart is when you take two natal charts and find the midpoints between all of the planets, and it shows you how two people come together when they actually form a relationship, what actually happens when they begin to relate to each other in a partnership or in any kind of relationship. But I am a relationship and intimacy astrologer, so I pretty much focus on romantic relationships. I will be doing other video series, though, in the future, focusing on different types of relationships as well. So the sun in a composite chart is the goals, the drive, the energy, the egos, how the identities meet, and what they both want, how they both function together within the partnership. Saturn is the long-term goals, how they achieve a sense of security, the concreteness. It is the commitment within a relationship. So when we have the square aspect, we see that the two individuals' lifestyles and personalities, you know, the way they show up in the world, the way they express themselves, their individuality, it is in direct conflict with how they can achieve a concrete relationship, how they can go forward together in a way where they both agree on the long-term goals and the ways to achieve security within the relationship. So the individual goals and lifestyles and what they see as the long-term goals of a committed partnership are very much in conflict when we have this particular square. So the way that they establish their individual security, is not compatible. They see their lives very, very different when it comes to the technicalities of how they live, and in particular, how they pursue their separate identities. The lifestyle is a big issue with this particular square. They just have a very different daily way of living, daily way of fulfilling their ego needs. So, they may get along just fine, actually, in, day-to-day life. This is one that actually is not showing that they don't like or love each other, or that the individual identities don't, the way they're meeting up is that they don't meet up when it comes to the goals. This is not a comment on are they attracted to each other, or do they have fun with each other, or do they, want to, do they experience good things with each other. It's not a comment on that. It's strictly a comment on how they pursue what they think is going to make them successful or secure, or how they want to live their individual lives. It does not mesh when it comes to how they would end up living together as a couple. So this one is one that you see show up right away. This is not like the in conjunction where it's going to creep in over time, or like any in conjunction is going to creep in over time. That's just the way they are. This is a square that is very much discernible right from the beginning of the relationship. So most of the time when we see this one, it will keep a relationship from forming. This is one of those that you just know right off the bat that you're not going to be able to come to an agreement where you're both comfortable with how the other one wants to live their life. So it's a tough one. I mean, if you've got everything else great, but you've got this square, this can really make it so you don't have a relationship that is long-term or that is committed. So you can make this one work if you are very flexible about where it is you are going together. I mean, you pretty much would have to give up what it is that you individually want to live your life out as, and go with the other ones. There is no way that you're going to be able to compromise this when they are in direct conflict. So, if you're going to make this one work, it's going to take it's going to take beyond creativity. It's going to take you understanding that one of you is going to have to live in such a way that the other one is feeling like they're able to pursue their goals, or you're not going to have a relationship. So this is one that actually you can make this one work if you are not expecting it to be a exclusively committed relationship between the two of you, where you are going to go out and get things in the world together and make this long-term relationship happen. If you can accept that you meet up in such a way that you're just not going to be able to do that, then you can have a relationship that is not based on getting somewhere equally together or acquiring things, together, or making some kind of secure foundation together. You're going to have to do that individually. So you're going to have to accept that you're going to have a relationship that has a very separate quality to it. So you're probably going to live separately. You're probably going to have a lot of separations when it comes to actually being together. So this one can show up in the composite charts of people that have a long distance relationship, or that have a relationship where they will be together at certain times and be separated for certain times. So this one is just really showing that the stability between you and what you're looking for individually is just simply not there. So you're going to have to make that. You're going to have to make your own Saturn on your own and not expect that the relationship is going to provide that for you. So this is one that is really pretty much impossible to reconcile within a long-term committed relationship if you're expecting it to be conventional. It can't be conventional. You're going to have to come up with a way where you can have a relationship, but it is not Saturnized. It's not going to be something, that's where we're both on the same page, or we both want the same things. So you're going to have to give up a lot of expectations when it comes to this particular square if you're going to have a relationship with this one in it. Usually, you're not going to have a relationship with this one in it, because it just points to you just being too darn different to be happy to make each other happy in a long-term committed way. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. It's right down below. I am mainly a relationship and intimacy astrologer. I'm sorry, Mercury is extremely retrograde right now, and I am a Virgo ascendant with Virgo Mercury right on the ascendant. So retrograde periods really mess with my speech and my thinking and my electronics and my life. So you can find me on the internet at truthandaspectastrology.com. You can find me on Facebook at Truth and Aspect Astrology, where you should be following me because I do all kinds of fun writings over there, birthday descriptions, the daily astro weather forecast, and I also specialize in asteroids and planetoids, so you can find my writings and articles over there. And I will be back super soon with more super cool videos. Bye-bye.